Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I'm coming to you with my Harlequin anticipated reads for July of 2023. I am so excited. So if you are new to my channel and you've never seen one of these videos before, Harlequin / Mills & Boon. I look at Harlequin because I am North American based and that is my go-to. It's what I know. Those of you who might be overseas, some of these books may apply to you, some of them may not. Meaning they may be available in your country or they may not. I don't know. I do apologize, but I'm going to go with what I know living here in North America. So essentially here in North America, Harlequin publishes 11 different imprints or lines every single month. The lines are all different from each other. You have some sweet, some spicy, some big city, some small town. We have medical, we have inspirational. I will talk a little bit about each one as I go through this list. So what I do is I look at those 11 different categories or imprints or whatever you want to call them, and I pick one book from each every month that is kind of the standout to me. And the ones that I think, I haven't read them yet, but ones that sound really good and ones that might be interesting to you. And there are reasons why I pick some of these books, and I will get into that as I go through this. Apologies for the glare. If you've been watching some of my videos this week, I'm filming a couple videos back to back, and it's really sunny out, and my window shades are not doing a good enough job, so I do apologize, but we will deal. I want to get these, I want to film these videos so you guys can hear about these books. So the very first book we're going to start with is The Desire line. These, I've complained about this since the beginning of this year. This line is coming to an end in December. So July puts us at 6 months. August, September, October, November, December. Oh, so this is the 7th now. So we've only got 5 more months after this of The Desire line. And this makes me sad. These are big city. Typically it's big city. There are some cowboy books in the Desire line, but typically it's like big city. They are high on the spice factor. And yeah, these are a lot of fun. So this first one, the one that I picked for this month, is More Than Rivals by Susanna Irwin. This is the first book in the Heirs of Loch Lane series. And this first line should tell you why I picked this one, because I think that this is the most interesting job I've ever heard. Theme park mogul. Theme park mogul. Yes, please. That just screams summer to me. Does it not? Like a great theme park? Oh, I love it. Theme park mogul Ian doesn't believe in love at first sight. One glimpse of his new business adversary, however, is enough to make him fall in lust. Their searing night together is almost perfect, except that Anna has no idea she's sleeping with the enemy. That's information you really do need. Anna's only just discovered she's the heiress of the Loch Lane Empire. Now she's been thrown into a world filled with wealth, decadence, and corporate espionage. Not to mention fireworks with a certain too tempting billionaire. But is Ian falling for Anna or manipulating her? So that's the Desire books summed up in a nutshell. I love it. I love it. I love these books so much. I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss them terribly. Next up, we have the Heartwarming Novel. These are usually small town romances, and they are sweet stories. So there is no adult content in these books. Generally not even any swearing really. And yeah, I really do enjoy these. So for this month, I have Falling for the Cowboy Doc by Carrie Lynn Webb. This is the 4th book, in the Three Springs, Texas series. Professional roper Maggie needs to secure a national sponsorship. An orthopedic surgeon, Grant, could derail her plans. Falling for the cowboy doctor is a distraction she can't afford. Plus their careers are taking them in opposite directions. But from picnics to stargazing, Grant is reminding Maggie that there's more to life than winning in the arena. Can they rewrite their dreams to include each other? That sounds absolutely delightful. Again, I love the Heartwarming books so much. Carrie Lynn Webb, great author. Check this one out. Next we have a historical. What I love now is I'm seeing a lot more of the historicals branching out from the atypical Regency books that we see a lot of, or even Victorian, we're starting to see a lot of those. I don't know what time period this book takes place in, but it partially takes place in Egypt, which is absolutely what sold me on this one. So we have the Earls Egyptian Heiress by Helmi, I think is the author's name. And it's Ranya's mission is clear. Restore her family's honor by retrieving the deed to their business from the Earl of Warrington, until she finds herself enthralled by the new Earl, Owen. Accompanying him from Egypt to England to find the deed, she's swept into an unfamiliar world of society balls and luncheons, but is captivated waltzing in Owen's arms. Yet her duty to her family means returning to Egypt, not following her heart. That sounds so interesting. Again, I don't know the time period. It didn't say where I was looking. I should look it up. If I can find it, I will put it like right here. Like whatever year it was or what have you. But the fact that it takes partially place in Egypt and that cover is absolutely stunning. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. Next up, we have an intrigue novel. You guys know that these are some of my absolute favorites. I love them. I went with this one. I mean, a lot of them sounded good, but this is Deborah Webb. And Deborah Webb's kind of a go-to for intrigue. She writes fantastic books for this line. She's been writing for this line forever, it feels like. So the back cover copy of the book doesn't really tell you a lot about what it's about. So this is Disappearance in Dread Hollow by Deborah Webb. It's the first book in the Lookout Mountain mystery series, and it's written from this perspective of the child who's running in the cover picture of here. So it says, "I'm so scared my mom and dad are gone. My teacher, Mr. Shepherd, said that I was a smart kid, that he'd help if I ever got into trouble, and his friend Deputy Norwood said it was her job to keep me safe. I don't know why the black car took my parents away, and then they took me. Mr. Shepherd, where are you? Find me soon." So yeah, that just kind of creepy, right? Like reading the back of it, not a description, but just like from this child, asking for help. Like I really like that they went that direction. It really kind of pulls you in and you want to read the story, in my opinion anyway. Next up, we have the medical romance line. This is another one where it was between a couple different books, but I ended up going with an author that I really like and one that I know is for sure is going to deliver the goods. And this is Harper and the Single Dad by Amy Andrews. Amy Andrews is fabulous. She also gets very spicy. So not all of the medical books are spicy, are high on the spice meter, but if you're picking up an Amy Andrews, you're getting some spice. And it's well written. Like, her books are so good. This is the first book in a Sydney Central reunion story, so this takes place in Australia. So we have Dr. Harper knows returning to Sydney as the head of ER won't be easy, but her intense job is nothing compared to seeing her first love, firefighter Yaren, again. Widowed single dad Yaren isn't the same man Harper left behind, yet it doesn't stop old feelings from resurfacing. With so much at stake, all they can have is a friendship, until one hot night breaks all the rules. So I love doctor and a firefighter. Fantastic. Yay! New Amy Andrews. You cannot go wrong with a new Amy Andrews. Next up, we have a presents novel. So these are often, I always say that these are the ones, if you think about Harlequin or Mills and Boon, these are the books you're thinking of. These are the ones that your grandmother's read, your aunts read, your mother's read, parents, whatever, your older siblings. These are the ones that I consider to be more of a fairy tale. They take place in exotic locations, billionaires, princes, princesses, kings, whatever. So yeah. Her Vow to be His Desert Queen by Jackie Asherden. This is the second book in the Three Ruthless Kings series. So we have After Disappearing from Sinodine, I think that's Sinodine's life, Kahali is back, as breathtakingly gorgeous as ever. Now he's a king, and to her utter shock, he insists on enforcing the marriage pact she scribbled on a cocktail napkin 5 years ago. Callie became ruler of a kingdom in disarray. He needs her to help him restore his sense of possibility and joy. Will revealing the singular longing he feels for her be enough to convince innocent Siodine, I think is how you say her name, that he wants her for himself and not just as his queen? That's it. I love that. Scribble on a cocktail napkin. Fan-freaking-tastic. I love it. I love it. Next, we have a romance novel. Yay! We have a Harlequin romance novel. These are all romance novels, but you know what I mean. So we have Pretend Honeymoon with the Best Man by Andrea Bolter. To be honest, I'm not sure if I read this author before, but this book sounded really good. So we have Experience has taught unfussy maid of honor Lainey to have modest expectations in love and life. while best man Ian is rich, successful, and devastatingly handsome because he can't just be one of those things. He has to be all three. Overachiever. And treats marriage like a merger. When circumstances throw them together on the newlyweds' achingly romantic couples-only honeymoon, they decide they could both use the practice of pretending to be in a relationship. But what happens when practice makes perfect? I'm kind of getting vibes of The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren a little bit. So yeah, which I love. That's one of my favorite books ever. So this one sounds really, really good. Yeah, can't wait to read this one. Yay! And while it might sound, and I say this every time I do these videos, well, it might sound like I'm mocking some of these books. It's all in fun. I love, you guys know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know how much I love Harlequin, Mills and Boon, how much I love category romance, and what an advocate of category romance that I am. It's all in fun, and I would be doing the same with any book, really. You gotta have a bit of fun in life. Next up, we have a romantic suspense novel. This is Playing with Danger by Deborah Fletcher Mello. This one got me because of the location. Again, there were a couple different picks that I could have picked for this one, but this one was location, and once you hear the location, if you know me, you'll know why. When a young woman is found in a Louisiana swamp, police detective King finds his investigation hindered by private investigator Lenore. He's loath to share this murder investigation with such a problematic person. But despite mutual distrust, they forge a combative alliance. Soon as more bodies drop, heat rises between the partners and grave danger threatens from every corner of New Orleans. Louisiana, New Orleans is one of those like checkbox location places. If I see that a book is taking place there, I want to read it because those are the two. I want to go to New Orleans one day. Would love to see it. Same with Alaska. That's another one on my list. But yeah, so this one sounds really, really good. Next up, special edition. I love the special edition books as well. Again, this was a toss-up between a couple of different books, but I picked this one mainly because of the series title. So the book we have here is Heir in a Year by Elizabeth Beverly. And the book is Seasons in Sudbury #1. So the series is called Seasons in Sudbury #1. And I wanted to check, and I don't think it is, but we have a town in Northern Ontario called Sudbury, Ontario. Don't think it's the same Sudbury. But that's what clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, I know of a town. I've been there. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said, I don't think this is a Canadian book, but it has a slight Canadian connection, so I'll allow it. So we have Bennett has just inherited the mansion Summerlight. You know it's a big mansion when it's been given a name. So did Haven, but only if these two arch enemies can live there together for 1 year. Pretty standard romance trope, right guys? Haven vows to restore the home and her broken relationship with Bennett. She'll use every tool at her disposal to return both to their former glory. But will Bennett accept Haven's sweet forgiveness or take the hostility to a whole new level? But it sounds really good. I can't wait to read that one. Next up, we have a Love Inspired. So these are Christian fiction, Christian romance novels, definitely faith-based. And this author has not disappointed me yet, so that's why I went with this one. We have The Nurse's Homecoming by Ali Pletier. And this is the third book in the True North Spring series. So again, I feel like this has a slight Canadian connection. It's True North. That's International Anthem. True North, Strong and Free. I could start singing it right now, but I won't because nobody needs to hear me do that. But again, no indication that this takes place in Canada. I'm projecting. I'm projecting that I would like more of these books to take place in Canada. Camp True North Springs is everything Nurse Bridget needs. A new start after her broken engagement and the opportunity to help grieving families heal, despite her overbearing father's disapproval. But no one warned Bridget that she'd be working with her ex-boyfriend Carson, or that another shot at love might be exactly what she needs. So that one sounds really cute. And last, but certainly not least, we have a love-inspired suspense. And as I said about the romantic suspense book, this one tossed up between a number of books, but it was the location that won out, of course. Uncovering Alaskan Secrets by Elizabeth Reese. Alaska, the last frontier. I want to go to Alaska. It's the first on my bucket list of places to visit, and Hopefully one day I will get there, even if it's just on a cruise. I would love that so much. Police Chief Danny's investigation of a missing 12-year-old girl has made her some unexpected enemies in her small Alaskan town. Saved from a near-death attack by a secretive newcomer Simon, she's finding his unexplained expertise suspicious. But with time running out and threats on every corner, Danny and Simon must trust each other enough to solve this crime or risk becoming victims. Sounds so good. Again, I love the cover on this one. Like, that is just so atmospheric with the school bus and then the backpack. And oh my gosh, it looks so good. So anyway, yeah. So there are my picks, you guys, for the month of July. Again, I apologize greatly for the lighting. Hopefully next week I can get these videos filmed sooner, so we will not have weird lighting. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below, are any of these on your list for July? Or have you looked at the recent Harlequin, Mills & Boon's books coming out? And are there any other ones that I did not mention that you have high on your list? Because I would love to know that as well. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.